welcome back to FC Mobile Season 16 preview. And this is an interesting season to say the least, because last episode, obviously, if you don't know what happened, the reason why I've been posting, it's in the last video, so go check that out if you're lost on why things happen the way they did. But anyways, we're not going to play matches, but we're going to talk about Season 16. And the big thing, there's one big change, obviously. We're going to talk about this player, but we're also going to talk about just in general what we can expect in Season 16, because Season 16 is going to be a very unprecedented season since a while. So we're talking about going back to season, 8, 7, 6. But we'll get into that later. So first off, let's get into this. Bruno Fernandes has left. In comes Çalhanoğlu. First of all, the first thing to know is 5-star. I think this is huge in terms of, obviously Bruno Fernandes is good, but he was 4-star, 5-star. Again, I have Ruiz. I don't know why I forgot his name, but Ruiz. He's 4-star, 5-star. He's a 4-star and 5-star as well. But having a center that does have that 5-star is huge. Obviously, use his passing for his rank up, as you can tell. I think he's one of the best center mids in the game. 116 pace, 113 shooting, 158 passing, 140 dribbling. I think those two are going to be his best attributes. They obviously are, but I think he's going to be a difference maker. 111 defending and 97 physical. I don't know. I think he's on the shorter end of center mids, 5'10". Not necessarily the biggest either, but in terms of his technicality on the ball, I think it's what we need, especially in the system and the way we play. I think we need players who are technical on the ball, and I think he is just that. We don't necessarily need a fast midfield. We need players who are on the ball. And I think all these guys kind of represent that, even with Ruiz. Yeah, similar pace, similar shooting. But, I expect him really. I think he's going to be a mix between Ruiz and Zico. And I think that's exactly what we need. A little bit more control. Bruno, he did hustle quite a lot, but I feel like we just needed a little bit more control in that midfield. And he's going to do it. So the big thing is, obviously, only one change. I think season 14 made 3 or 4. This season only making 1. I think we're sticking with that for the season being. But let's talk about the season, because obviously I missed quite some time, and in this time, the Ballon d'Or event was released. So during season 15, Trick or Treat was released. Some icons were released. Then the Ballon d'Or. As you guys can see, my overall is a 1 of 4. Or 1 of 6, rather. Last season was a 1 of 5, but it was a 1 of 5 out of 1. I think the highest you could get was a 1 of 8. So, in terms of overall at the tops, it was, kind of up there with the top teams overall that they could compete. However, Division Rivals is kind of flipped on its head, because, as you guys are going to see, I can go to Versus Attack. You're going to see, other than the hackers, 108s used to be the highest, but now you're going to see 109s and 110s, so it's going to be an interesting season, because already in doing so, you're going to see a lot more 108s, a lot more higher overall. So I think this is the first season where we've jumped. I think last season we started off with 103s being the highest. Now we're jumping all the way to 105s being the highest. So this is going to be a very interesting season in terms of how many teams like me that are 106 overall can actually make it to FC Champion, because now you're talking about how many teams are from 106 to 110. 105 to 108, I could probably say I was in the, top 10,000, top 8,000. Now it's going to be a lot harder with the 110s, 109s coming into play especially, and it's really going to create a gap between the free-to-play and the pay-to-win. So this is going to be mind-blowing. I mean, it's mind-blowing in terms of how this season's going to play out, because obviously, I'd expect to somehow get the FC champion. But with the amount of teams, the high overall teams that are going to be here, it kind of goes back to those days where Season 8, where we weren't as high overall as everyone else. So it'll be an interesting season to see just how far we can go. So if you're wondering why we don't, because I know it's going to happen, we probably won't hit FC champion this season just because I don't think our overall is high enough to do it. But we'll see. I mean, it's going to be an interesting season, to say the least. It's going to be a very interesting season. We're going to need to do a lot. And we don't really have a lot of time to do it. Obviously, like I said last season, I'm not gonna really start off playing a little bit. I kind of need to catch up on all the other events. I've got a lot of Team of the Week. I gotta do that. I can do Icon Chronicles later, but I really want to grind Ballon d'Or, because we did miss, I think, 1 or 2 days of that, and that is huge because of how the event is. I know there's going to be some more, but I mean, there's a lot of high overall players in this event, and the way this is looking like, I mean, by week 3, you're going to see teams with like full 110 overalls, and we don't, especially for me, in terms of the market-wise, I will say this, market-wise kind of helps me in terms of I'm starting to see who I can bring into the squad. It does kind of hurt because a lot of these players, like Kylian Mbappe's, Kobo, Mascherano's, your Rodriguez, took a big hit in terms of the market crashing because of 105s being added to it. And then for Wyo, the max price was bugged, so those cards are taking a big hit right now. So we'll see. Obviously, with the market crashing and stuff, maybe we can afford to get one more player. I don't think we will, but I mean, we're at 106 right now. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, all of our players, interesting. This is the first season, though. I'll say this. To end this off, first season that we have level 30 players. Everyone here is level 30 player. So that is good in terms of that. But yeah, in terms of division rivals, I mean, not just for me. If you're also building your teams and you find yourself not having the success that you had last season, don't get too mad. Don't get too beat up on yourself, because I think this season there's going to be a real gap. And I think it's going to take 2-3 seasons before you really see most teams kind of bridge that gap, for at least for the free-to-plays that finally get to that 109, 110. It's going to take a while. Now, if you're a pay-to-win, you can probably hit that week 3 or 4. But yeah, it'll be an interesting season. It's going to be a tough season. Probably our toughest challenge yet. Not in terms of the opponents we're going to face. It's going to feel like, I think it was season 10 where we were like 101, 102s, and we were going up against 105s. It's like, there's no way we can really get through this. So it'll be interesting to see the tactics. It's going to be a mess trying to figure out tactics this season, because essentially you're going to have to arrange tactics to beat teams that are much higher than you. So we'll see how it goes, but there's a lot of question marks over this season. But anyways, there's your season 16 preview. It is going to be a fun one. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a challenge. But in the end, we will get through it. And if I do find some new tips, I'll let you guys know about it. But anyways, that's going to be it for this episode, not the season. Don't worry, guys. We have got a lot more episodes coming on the way. Last season got cut short. This season, we're going to make sure that we get you guys the full length. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Look forward to season 16. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.